This is The Scoop for Thursday.
I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines. A state appeals court yesterday reversed course, ruling that police officers cannot search vehicles only on the basis of smelling cannabis. Citing the U.S. Constitution's Fourth Amendment protections against unreasonable search and seizure, the Second District Court of Appeals said legislative changes have fundamentally changed its definition and regulation and made cannabis legal to possess in multiple forms. Judge Nellie Kuzam wrote an opinion fully joined by 9 other judges that the mere odor of cannabis can no longer establish that it is immediately apparent that the substance is contraband. It's been almost 2 months since former state Senator Jay Collins resigned from his position representing a portion of Hillsborough County to become lieutenant governor. Now, WMNF's Chris Young reports the ACLU of Florida has filed a lawsuit against Governor Ron DeSantis for not yet holding a special election to fill the empty seat.
The ACLU of Florida filed the lawsuit on behalf of a South Tampa voter. Its staff attorney, Nicholas Warren, calls the move extremely unusual, saying past governors have been more timely in calling special elections.
And that makes sense because the people deserve representation that's as uninterrupted as possible so that they don't lose their voice in the halls of the Capitol.
Although he says he can't speculate on DeSantis' motivations, he pointed to possibilities of politics or retribution at play.
Earlier this year, we had to file a lawsuit when there was another vacancy in the state Senate, and the leading Republican candidate in that special election had endorsed President Trump over DeSantis in the presidential race a few years ago.
According to the ACLU of Florida, a judge has ordered the governor to respond to the suit. Governor Ron DeSantis' office did not respond to WMNF's request for comment. The legislative session is set to begin in January. Chris Young, WMNF News.
Governor Ron DeSantis continues to call out what he says is wasteful spending. He was joined by Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngolia at a news conference in Jacksonville yesterday, who issued this warning to cities and counties when it comes to spending.
If you are a city or a county that is planning on putting a tax referendum raise on the ballot in November 26, expect a knock on our door from us. If you are a county or a city that raised their millage rate a couple of weeks ago and actually raised property taxes on people, you can expect a call from our office.
Ngolia has claimed to have found hundreds of millions of dollars in wasteful spending by local governments in a handful of counties, including Hillsborough and Pinellas. However, when pressed for specific examples, he continues to say it was not the intent of his team to perform a full forensic audit of each county's finances. Researchers in Tampa are using blood tests to detect early signs of Alzheimer's. WMNF's Julia Ferrara reports on how they use biomarkers to diagnose the disease.
Most biomarker tests, such as PET scans and spinal taps, are expensive or invasive and can pose risks for patients. That's why a company in the Tampa Bay area is researching blood tests for biomarkers as a less expensive and more accessible alternative. Dr. Susan Steen is a neurologist, medical director, and the principal investigator for Axiom Brain Health.
There are trials to help us understand how to diagnose Alzheimer's disease more effectively and particularly more easily than we do now. And we're able, by looking at things called biomarkers, to establish a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease when people have very mild symptoms and even maybe no symptoms.
Steen says these trials have helped them understand how to more effectively and easily diagnose Alzheimer's disease.
Tampa is a hub. We through Axiom do outreach programs to educate people about biomarkers. And we have a memory clinic here at Axiom Research where people can come and get free memory screens and learn about biomarkers and other aspects of diagnosis and treatment.
Steen and her team at Axiom are still recruiting volunteers for other trials. The goal will be to let people know if they are at risk of developing Alzheimer's. For WMNF News, I'm Julia Ferrara.
It's going to be partly sunny and windy today with highs in the upper 80s and a 40% chance for some rain. Lows tonight will be in the mid-70s, and the same forecast is on tap for Friday. I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.